Ladies and germs, Mr. O here with another episode of Walk Me Through. We're going to walk you through the Switch version of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in preparation for Tears of the Kingdom. Though I won't be getting it on launch day because, as I stated lots of times before, I am saving for that new Mac Mini. And every red cent is going to that computer. So, in the meantime, we're going to walk you through the Switch version of Breath of the Wild. So, 5 or 6 years ago, I did the Wii U version back in the day, but I had lost a lot of my stuff when we were moving, and unfortunately, my Wii U and all of the games that I've had for it are gone as well. So, I decided to do the Switch version to, get myself used to the controls of Breath of the Wild, because that'll be enhanced in the subsequent Switch sequel, which is, of course, Tears of the Kingdom. Now, we're not going to get too far into the game in this first video because, well, it's a pretty long, lengthy trek across the Great Plateau, which is really, really tiny compared to the rest of Hyrule, but it's very vast nonetheless. So, we will get started by awakening in this little cave known as the Shrine of Awakening, or Resurrection. I haven't played it in a while. But anyway, let's shut our word hole and we will get started right now. Here we go.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
Now, as I said before, I'm deviating a little bit from my Dragon Quest Builders 2 walk me through videos, just so I can get to playing this, especially before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. But as I mentioned before, I'm actually saving for that Mac Mini, so I probably won't be getting that game until probably June. So anyway, we start our story here, and we play as Link, who is apparently, except for his undershorts, he's pretty much naked at this point. So let's walk up over here to this pedestal and press the A button to examine it.
That is a Sheikah slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
And we get our Sheikah slate. This little tablet can do lots of mysterious things. To open our tablet, we press the minus button, but we're not going to do that yet. So anyway, in preparation for Tears of the Kingdom, I'm going to be playing through this as well as Dragon Quest Builders 2. Now, I did a walk me through video of the Wii U version about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was pretty fun. But since I lost my Wii U during the move, well, I'm pretty much stuck with this version, which is no skin under my nose, which is no skin off my nose, because you know what? This is the more preferred version of the game. The Wii U version was actually a default version for a time. So anyway, use the control stick to move Link about the place. Move the right stick to rotate the camera. I'll explain more about what the controls do later. So, as you can see, we can pick things up and throw them, but we won't be doing that as of yet. So here we have a chest. We can open it from pretty much any angle. Now, as I said, we're pretty much naked at this point, so when you open a chest and you get a new item, this dialogue window will appear. So you can also press start to quickly open your inventory and equip it. And our defense has gone up ever so slightly, but as I said before, we are pretty much naked as we start our adventure. Now let's open this chest over here. And we get an old shirt. Moving on. Now we move up to this pedestal right here. Let us examine it.
Hold the Sheikah slate up to the pedestal. That will show you the way.
A little NFC action here. I'm actually filming this in 720p.
Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.
So, let us move on. And of course, we get a little jump button. You could press said button to climb obstacles like this. Very useful for when climbing the wall. The meter that appears just above Link is your stamina meter. If that drains, Link will lose his grip and fall off the platform. So be very careful and be very mindful of that. So as we exit this place here, we will be greeted with a new intro cutscene. Now that we've emerged out of this cave, we are now in the midst of the Great Plateau. So, you saw that old man just down there somewhere. Now, we are pretty much, as I said, we are pretty much naked. But if we walk up to this object down here and press the A button, pick it up, and we can use it as a weapon. Now you press the Y. Now you press the Y button to use weapons. I mean, as you know, kind of reminds me of the first Zelda game. Whenever you first go into the cave, you're given a sword by a guy who says it is dangerous to go alone. This is a Hylian shroom. This can prove very useful later. You can actually eat it raw or you can cook it. More about that later. You can also climb trees just by pressing the jump button as you move up against it. That's right, you can climb trees. Now the branch that I picked up, not very good as not a powerful weapon, but when you're in a pinch, it suffices, I suppose. Any weapon you pick up will either raise or lower your attack power. So be very mindful of that. Now as we mosey on down this way, we can see... You see these apples in the tree, right? Those can restore your health as well. They can restore even more if you cook it. Again, more about that later. Now here is a baked apple right here. Watch what happens. Uh-oh. Now the native resolution of this game is 900p, but I'm recording in 720p because this capture card, when there's so much tiny little colors, the screen gets all messed up. I should know, especially if you had seen the video of... If you had seen me review Fall Guys for the Switch. I really need to get my charger for my old MacBook Pro so I can use my Elgato game capture device. But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to use my mic because I only have one working cord for both my capture device and my microphone. I'd have to use my other condenser mic, which doesn't sound as good as this one. So anyway, we're talking to this guy here. And the first time I played through, you know what, I'll explain later. Anyway. As he points out, this is the Great Plateau. Now, as I mentioned before, some items can be used as weapons, like this here. This is a torch. Not very useful as a weapon, but it could save your life if you're in a pinch and if you don't have any other weapons. Another thing you can do is to change weapons. Press and hold the right button on the left Joy-Con and move the right stick left or right to switch between weapons. To set things on fire, I guess. You can actually set grass on fire. Now, as I said before, I've played the Wii U version and did a walk me through project on that like 5 or 6 years ago. But I figured, since to get into the spirit of the release of Tears of the Kingdom, which is a direct sequel to this game, I decided to do a walk me through video project on this. Yet again, I'm doing the Switch version. To lock onto an enemy, you can use the ZL trigger to lock onto an enemy, another NPC, or certain objects. This can prove very useful. Ooh, shit. Uh-oh.
Link. Head for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
To open your map, you press the minus button on the left Joy-Con. Ow, 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 ow. I don't know why I was standing on the fire. Anyway, let's open our map now. Now we have to get to this point here. So let me demonstrate what to do with both the tree branch and the torch can be lit afire. Anything made out of wood, really, but don't keep it lit too long, as it will burn up. Press the B button to extinguish it. Now, when you have a campfire like this, I'll explain more. You can actually cook things near it. Allow me to demonstrate. Press the plus button. Go to the food section of here. You can either eat, hold, or just cancel. I'm going to drop an apple near the fire and watch what happens. We get a baked apple. This can prove very useful when you're in a pinch. Cooking things can actually boost effects of certain food items. But if you find a skillet, you'll definitely get the effects of certain food items. Now what we have here is a woodcutter's axe. Now, the woodcutter's axe can be very useful. I will show you in a moment, but for now, let's get these apples off the... I can't talk. Get these apples. You know what? I'll show you right now. Watch what you can do with this axe. Certain trees can be chopped down like this, and it'll turn into a log. You can roll these logs, or if you chop it again, you can get some firewood. That can prove very useful. So if we mosey on over here, you can also catch certain animals if you walk slowly. Now, I meant to do a dive, but okay. Now, notice how the stamina meter appears when you're in the water. You would think that you'd be able to go underwater since it's not as opaque. Press the jump button to swim faster, but that will greatly deplete your stamina, so be very careful. If your stamina runs out, you will drown and you'll wind up back on shore. Now, what we have here is a rusty broadsword. It can prove very useful, but it will break. That's the thing about most of the weapons you pick up. They will break after you've used them a few times. So, you know what? Let's get out of this water. We are so spoiled by higher resolution that some of us can't stand to play anything at a lower resolution or watch anything at a lower resolution. It's just sort of a preference thing, I guess. Each to their own, I suppose. So anyway, we are now at the Temple of Time. Now you're probably wondering what these things are. Well, I'll explain more about them later, but underneath some of these, whatever they are, you can actually collect some scraps. So be aware of that. Now, the music is actually more or less ambient, and you'll notice throughout this walk me through video that music is mostly done with a piano. And here we have our first enemy, which is called a bokoblin, which can be defeated by a sword. We can also pick up their guts and everything. We get a bokoblin club. I can't talk. You can also throw weapons, but be careful. If your weapon is about ready to break, it will break. It'll break on impact if it's damaged enough. You saw what I did there. Pick up one of these pots and throw them by pressing the throw button, which is the right bumper. Certain items will be found inside from time to time. Ooh, an arrow. You're probably wondering, where do I get a bow? I think there's one up over here somewhere. Let's see what we have over here. We get a traveler's bow. To use the traveler's bow, you press the right trigger, the ZR trigger, to equip it. Press and hold to aim and let go to fire, but I'm not going to fire a weapon. I'm not going to fire an arrow just yet, but I am going to climb up there. Oops. We got to be very careful here. Oh, that's not good. Oh, you know what? I forgot. You can climb up over here. Certain surfaces cannot be climbed, so be aware of that. Now there is another weapon up here somewhere. At least I think so anyway. Oh, I could have sworn there was something up here. Oh well. Let's just climb down here. Now the first time I saw this, I was like, am I playing a Zelda game or Assassin's Creed? Or a little bit of Shadows of the Colossus. Anyway, let's move on. moving on. So, we will be dealing with a whole mess of dealing with a few more enemies as we traverse this great plateau here. Now, if we go over here, there is another downed whatever this machine is. We get an ancient screw. That can prove very useful. So, moving on. We mosey on farther this way. We have another dilapidated building here. There's another enemy. Now, if we mosey on over here, let's open this chest. We get Hylian trousers, which will increase our defense quite a bit. Moving on. Now, in the E3 demo, there was a time limit. It would expire after 20 minutes. Now, as I said, you can pick up bokoblin parts. They can prove very useful in brewing up certain potions. More about that later. Anyway, we mosey on over here. I want to show you something really cool. Some enemies can also be dispatched by objects like this. If I can get the angle just right. Oh shit, I missed that. I missed the other one. Where are you? Let's roll this one. You have to bear with me, folks. I have not played this in a while. Shit, I missed. Alright. Alright. You want to do this the hard way, huh? Now, as I said, weapons can break after they're used enough, so be very mindful of that. So if we mosey on this way, we're pretty close to where we need to be. And this might be a good opportunity to show you something. There's so much to do in this game. So much to do that it will take more than an hour of video just to show you. Certain enemies will die quickly if you shoot them in the head. Let's pick this up. We get a bokoblin shield. Now, to use your shield, use the left trigger. Use the ZL trigger when you're L targeting. Let's pick this up. We get a traveler's sword, which is a slightly better weapon. So if let's mosey on more over here. And there's something quite interesting over here. And of course, I'm going to turn off the mic. And as you can see, we now have a map of the Great Plateau. So I'm going to go back into Mike's silence because there's another cutscene coming up right now.
Try to remember. You have been asleep for the past 100 years. The beast. When the beast regains its true power, this world will face its end. Now then, you must hurry, Link. Before it's too late.
Moving on. Now, as you can see, we are quite high up. If we were to fall from that distance, oh man, death would be assured. Yeah, to jump down there would be suicide at this point, so let's mosey on closer to the edge and climb on down carefully. We do have to pay close attention to the stamina wheel there. So anyway, yeah, we gotta climb down slowly. We can get down there a lot quicker, but it's very risky. It's very risky. We might overshoot it and fall to our death, so we're going to take this as slow as possible. Let me show you what I mean. You can jump down there easily, but you gotta be very mindful, as you could overshoot it and fall to your death. So be very careful when you get down. Or when you climb up another tower. I will show you much later on. And here comes our old friend here. Now, you'll know that there is more to this man than meets the eye. I can't talk. I'm probably not going to get much done in these videos. I probably won't escape the Great Plateau in one video. It might have to be 2 or 3 videos. It is a long way down.
Oh.
Indeed I do. Yeah, so basically trying to jump off the plateau would basically be a death wish at this point, so hand it over. Though unfortunately I have to earn it. Right. So we get our first mission, our first quest. To open the adventure log, press the start button. And make sure you highlighted the adventure log, the hero's quest, the isolated plateau. You'll get a readout of what you need to do. If you select another one, that one's been complete. So, anyway, he wants to show us something. Okay. What do you want to show me, friend? We have to go up to that structure there. Right. So, now we know what we have to do. Now, as I said, what do you suppose these monstrosities are? What sorts of machines are they, and what were they used for? Well, you'll find that out later on. But for now, let us swim across this little pond here. Well, I'll try not to drown ourselves by wasting our stamina. Anyway, moving on. Now, let's mosey on over here. We can sprint by holding the B button. The Oman Al Shrine. This was pretty much named after the producer, E.J. Aonuma. We press the A button here, do a little NFC action here. You're probably wondering what that portal is for. That's a travel gate. More will be explained in a little while. More will be explained. So, now that we got the entrance open, we can mosey on in and press the A button to go down. So here we are. Here we are in our first shrine. I wouldn't necessarily call this a dungeon. But, given that there aren't that many major dungeons in this game, I guess you could classify this as a mini dungeon. And there's a plethora of them scattered throughout the land of Hyrule. So we put our Sheikah slate in this pedestal. And you're probably wondering what this thing is doing. You're basically downloading new functions of the Sheikah slate. This one is called Magnesis. So, with Magnesis, what we can do is press the left bumper to use it. Aim with your control stick, with your right stick. Press the A button. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to turn off motion controls. So, let's turn off motion controls because, yeah, I don't like motion controls. I don't know why. Let's see. Yeah, let's turn that off. So, we won't be using motion controls for the rest of the playthrough. So, we now have a way in. We'll be using the right stick to aim from now on. You can use the down and up arrow keys to move the object forward or backwards. You can also move the right stick left and right, move it up and down to move it. Yeah. This can also be very useful against certain enemies as well. You're probably wondering what that thing was. It's very similar to the machines just outside. So if we cross this little bridge, mosey on over here, you'll see we have no way to get across. So what do? Simple. Get this platform and put it over here.
Hey, look, I made a bridge. It
So
took me like, what,
we
10
have a
seconds?
heavy door which we can't open with our bare hands. But before we do anything, let's grab onto this chest here. Ow, that hurt. Did not mean to do that. Let's see what we get in here. We get another traveler's bow. To change bows, make sure you have your bow equipped. Then press the, I'll show you. Okay. Equip your bow. Oops. Move right. No, not that one. Move right. When you have your bow readied, you can change bows like this. Just as you would if you were using your sword. To change shields, you press left on the control pad. Right. Now, with magnesis, you can open this door. So, let's mosey on over here and interact with this altar here. Now the object that just... Now the object... I can't talk. The object that just got absorbed into our body, this is called a spirit orb. Collect enough of these and something good is bound to happen. I will explain more much later on. Our HP has been re-energized. So now there's nothing more to do in this dungeon. So we can mosey on out of here.
Oh!
And here's our friend again. Yeah, here's our friend again. Now, there are 3 more spirit orbs to collect. So that means there are 3 more shrines to explore.
Ooh.
Now, he's explaining that those points on our map, well, those points can be traveled to quickly if we select them. I'll show you what I mean in a little while. So, press the minus button to open our map, and we will fast travel to the Great Plateau Tower. And how did he get way up here so quickly? You know, there's more to this man than meets the eye. Now, to use our scope, you click in the right stick on your right Joy-Con. I'll show you what I mean in a little while, as soon as I'm done talking to this guy. Now clicking the right stick will bring up your scope. Now what I'm looking for are 3 more shrines. So let's move on more over here. And you'll notice that time does pass. You'll notice that time passes normally. I'll explain more about the lower part of the screen. But for now, what I'm doing is I'm marking various points. What I'm doing is I'm marking spots on our map, which will prove very useful. There's another one over there. And there should be one somewhere over there. Oh, here we go. Now, if we open our map, you'll see that we now have 3 different waypoints. But that'll have to wait until the next video. Like I said, I'm not getting much done in these videos. Now, in the next video, we're going to explore another one of those dungeons. Because let me tell you, the Great Plateau, it's pretty big. But there's a lot more to the land of Hyrule than meets the eye. And you will see exactly why in future videos. So we got to collect the 3 remaining spirit orbs. And something good will... Yeah, something good will happen. Something good is bound to happen. But until next time, this has been Walk Me Through. I'm Mr. O saying peace, and that's a wrap, and I will see you again next time. Peace. This video's over, but if you enjoyed it, click that like button and give me a comment. And if you want to see more, click the subscribe button. and ring that notification bell. That way you'll know when I post more videos. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it really helpful. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do, and if you want to see more, go to my channel and look at more videos. But until next time, this is Mr. O saying peace, and that's a wrap, and I will see you again next time. Peace!
Hey! What are you looking at? You pervert!